when Russia crossed the line into the Ukraine this spring. They're 50 years away from seeing any type of reputational recovery in Russia because of what they've done. So, but it goes back to what I was saying earlier. You have different goals and aspirations that are based on long-term premises, and I think you should include your investment structure with that too. And I understand it's crypto, and everyone has these up to the minute fast food mentality about realizing profits, but you do have to sit back and be patient and understand there's also a highly educated component of people in here, developers, admins. They all will echo that same sentiment because they're on the inside too and they see what's happening. They're not bullshitting anyone.
Yeah, man, for sure. I actually got into crypto around like 2019. It took me about a year to find Hex. I bought Hex like December of 2020, and I made money at the top, but most of it was staked. I did have a decent amount of liquid Hex, which I sacrificed, and then I had some leftover shit coins I just took profits on, and I purchased a Jeep CJ7. That was fun. So now I'm redoing it with some extra money. I want to make it a Cummins, but those are the kind of vehicles I like four-wheel drive stuff. I would never spend like 280K on a Lambo or a Porsche. To me, it's like house money. I don't want to spend house money on a car, you know.
Hey, can I share with you guys something that I just found out like 5 minutes ago? I don't know if y'all really care, but
No, not really. I'm just fucking with you. Go for it.
well, hey, the the NFTs that I lost the other day, uh, the NFTs, like they allow me to go in and play a game, and through that game, I'm able to mint rare NFTs through that game, and it's like real easy. It's a click of a button, and I'm already posted to OpenSea. Well, this cat that has my NFTs been, I don't know, he got like a plot of land, and then he like sold it for a lot of money. I didn't buy a plot of land. He like moved some of my stuff around and transferred it to maybe another wallet. But yeah, he's playing the game and minting them. Like I see plain as day what he's doing. So like I already contacted the IOs that I needed. I'm about to set up my treasure wallet right now and stake my hex later tonight. But yeah, just update.
So this guy has your rifle NFTs. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. There's three NFTs that I'm like in a binding contract with the IOs. So I'm telling them, hey, seize this wallet. Don't let any transactions go through. Like they're so high up. They're like, well, give us the website address, give us the wallet address, give us detail. And I'm like, you know, I was at work this week, so I couldn't really sit down and copy everything I needed to copy over. And I was like, okay, well, give me some time. Then I hit up the creators, the support team on that, and gave them all the information. Um, yeah, I mean, like I'm doing the best I can with what I can. I'm just like informing them, like, hey, the FBI will be knocking on your door, and I just want you to have everything ready to give them. I'm gonna give them everything on my side, but y'all might be able to see other crap that I can't. So and whenever they were transferring out of these NFTs of mine, there was like 5 different addresses, and I informed them that they need to go ahead and shut off those wallets too. Like it just needs to be done. Like, yeah.
and it sounds like you got a handle on it. But worst comes to worst, man, you'll get all your shit on when Pulsechain launches. So
Yeah, dude, I'm about to stake tonight. Look, I'm here, but I'm gonna be listening to Papa's video and take my time with that. Okay, so yeah, man, I'll be in the chat probably here in like an hour or two.
all right, man, have a good one.
Hey, Crypto, you said you're going to stake tonight? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'm opening my treasure wallet right now, very easily and slowly. Yeah, I'm buying some hex tonight. Like, yeah, I'm staking on this treasure right. Like, as soon as I get it all set up, I'm going where I need to go to stake something for 5 years.
Yeah. I was going to say, have you been to the hexnoob.com and looked at the calculators, right? The hexcalc.net or the end state calculator? Because you might want to just double check that first, right? And go through some numbers before you do staking.
Okay, yeah, I actually wanted to ask you a question about that, dude. I don't know if you know, but I have looked at that calculator where you can move the number of like you can move the price of hex and for T-share. There's like two lines. To me, it was like pink and white. I still don't really understand a whole lot, but I know a variable is the coin has to do well at my price point later, and I just don't know. I don't understand why like you would suggest just doing it one time to cover costs later of gas fees and all that. Whereas to me, I would want to do like 5 years and then, maybe in a couple weeks, I'll do like a year stake and then maybe a month later do like 2 year stake, like, and then 3 year stake. I just like, can you explain it to me better? Like, am I going to get screwed later if like, hey, the coin goes under like this and like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to wrap my head around where it's not a benefit just going forward with whatever it's at.
Yeah. I mean, what I would do is I wouldn't use maybe that Stake Hex Today website with the lines in the graph. I would stick with the more simple version because the Hex Today one is meant if you're going to kind of do like laddering, right? If you do like, hey, 10 stakes over the next 10 years, right? It's kind of sets it up for you. But if you're just going to look at one stake at a time, I would stick to the hexcalc.net. It's a lot easier to deal with, right? It's a lot simpler to understand, hopefully. But very much, I would say, more importantly than those websites, go and check out the end stake calculator. How much is it going to cost you to end a stake in 5 years, right? Or in 1 year or whatever it is, right? And then take that number that it says and go and compare it to how much you think you're going to gain, right? You got to guess. I mean, you got to guess at a lot of things, right? You got to guess at the price of Ethereum. You got to guess at the price of Hex. You got to guess at how much gas is going to be, in the future. And those are all very, unknown variables. So, yeah, but just, I would say just take a look at them. Make sure that you're not kind of boomboying it too much, right? And just throwing in like, $100. Like, I don't think $100 will get you there. I mean, maybe. I guess if Hex goes up, that much more than ETH, then maybe you can do it. But the question always is like, what if it doesn't, what if it doesn't go up, a ridiculous amount? What if it's basically just, 50 cents or whatever, in 5 years, right? Does it still make sense to make your stake then, right? Now, if it's large enough, I'm sure it will be, but if it's a small stake, if it's like $100, then it's probably not going to be worth it, right? You're probably going to be adding too much risk onto that stake. So just be cautious of that and go take a look at the numbers before you go and pull the trigger on anything.
What was that first site? I'm already on the Hex Calc. I I didn't catch the first.
HEXnoob, HEXnoob.com. It'll have all the links for you there.
Okay, I'm gonna set up my stuff and look at stuff.
Just scroll about halfway down and you'll see like all of them are in the same row there for the calculator and stake and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, if we all think the price is going to go up with in Hex, like $5, $10, whatever it is, then yeah, it doesn't really matter that much as long as Ethereum doesn't go up the same rate. But I like to play it a little bit more conservatively myself. Yeah, so I would just double check it, make sure you're not going too far, because what ends up happening is if you do, end up staking and it's too small of an amount that it doesn't make sense to end stake it in the future, at least on Ethereum, then you're just throwing the money away, right? So I just want to make sure you're not throwing your money away. That's all, right? Now, one of the strategies that we have is like wait until Pulsechain comes out. Then you can stake on Pulsechain. We're not worried about the end stake fees as much, right?
But he gets a copy anyway, ProFX, right? So, I mean, understanding the fact that on ETH you need to have a certain amount in order to come out clean, as ProFX was mentioning. But at the same time, if you stake now on ETH, you get your copy on Pulse.
Yeah, but it'll be worthless. You're throwing your money away.
What's worthless?
If it's too little, you're saying you're going to get a copy of
If
your
it's
stake.
too little, yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's ProFX. He
Yes.
just pointed it out, right? It's like if it's too little, then you're starving your investment to death, right? Like because the fees at the end. But if you do the math correctly, and you just want to, it all depends like how you want to move and how long you want to go. But take also into consideration that you will get a copy regardless. Now, if you do a stake or if you just hold liquid hex, and then you can play around with the ratio, swapping around and position yourself during that window. It's an untaxable event at that point. But yeah, it's all like game strategy, right?
Yeah, like normally we would suggest, or I would suggest at least, if you want to do a ladder, you make it on Pulsechain. But then what you can do with the copy of it on Ethereum is you can just put that out for 10, 15 years, right? You kind of do a Hail Mary on Ethereum, do that with all the amounts. So maybe, you got a few $100 right now, but over the next few weeks, if we don't launch and you can get the copy of it, maybe you can put in like $1,000 or whatever. I don't know, right? Take that $1,000 on Ethereum after the fork, put it 15 years into the future, right? And then on Pulsechain, you can make maybe a 10-year staking ladder with $100 each or something. I don't know.
Perfect. Say that last part again. Sorry, I was listening, but then I got into a message. What was the very last thing you said?
I was just saying, like, I wouldn't stake right now if you just because he just got his wallet rinsed the other day, right? So I know he doesn't have that many funds.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Ready to go into it.
Oh,
So
okay.
like instead of staking, instead of putting it in like buying now and staking it, what I would say is for him to try to accumulate now before the fork, right? See how much he can get in there so he can get a duplicate copy of it. Let's say he gets like $1,000 before the fork, great, right? After the fork happens, you basically stake it on Ethereum for 10, 15 years, and you take that $1,000 on Pulsechain and you make a 10-year staking ladder or whatever if you want, if you're not concerned about the end stake fees, right? Because they should be fairly cheap. And I think that would be much better than, if he's got, let's say, $200 that he's going to stake now for 5 years, that could be a throwaway, right? On Ethereum, it's kind of more or less a throwaway, I think.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think anything less than 1,000 is a throwaway, staking almost any amount for any length of time on Ethereum. Unfortunately.
Are you talking fiat? Or are you talking about actual tokens?
I'm talking about like dollar amounts. I mean, you need to make the dollar amount enough that it makes it worth, like, it's possible, because Ethereum's going to continue going up in value.
Right. Do you think you have a better chance of 50xing that $2,000 on Pulsechain and then go into Hex after that? I mean, that's another strategy, but it'd be nice to have a copy though of some Hex too, a little bit.
You know, I'm on the sideline right now. Like I have a large amount of liquid hex right now, and I'm kind of not knowing what to do with it, to be honest. Price went down, I bought up, so I'm just, that's why I wanted you to repeat what you said, Profex, because I was curious.
So pretend you have no money there, Tam. You got $2,000. Okay, $2,000. You're gonna make more money on PulseX sooner than staking that 2,000 in Hex.
Okay, so tell me this, Profex. On the compromised wallet, I staked $100. I staked it for 180 days. And am I not gonna make any money off that stake? Like I'm seeing money already. I mean, little, but it's money.
It depends on the price of a hex, though. That's the thing, right?
So you're making 6.2 hex per T share. I assume you're not putting, like, I am assuming you don't own an entire T share, so you're getting a fraction of that. I don't know, the one hex a day, 2 hex a day, and then over 6 months you're going to add that up. The price of hex is going to be something. So you have to look at like the gains you made. Is it going to be enough to make up for the gas prices to start it?
I think I think Profex gave him the answer already. I mean, what else is there to talk about? Profex told him what to do. It's a good guy to listen to, if you ask me.
Yeah, Jake, but it's all about strategy, right? You missed the first part of that because you just.
He's talking about the calculators.
So one T-share is currently worth like 21,000 hex, which is at least like 1,200 bucks. So if you're not getting yourself a T-share, I'd say wait until Pulsechain and PulseX.
So, I mean, that's why earlier I was like $1,000 is kind of just a throw in against the wall number of the minimum amount that I would consider staking on Ethereum. And Pulsechain is like how close? And you could literally stake like $1.
Yeah, he's got $100 stake, so he's making half a penny a day on his hex at this price.
Yeah, I already accumulated $7. Current value is $7.
Yeah, and then in 6 months, the unstake on that would be maybe it's a $10 or $20 on a good day. A 6 month stake isn't going to be that bad. So your net profit probably with that stake a little bit.
So like, say I buy my hex and stuff. So the T shares, does that ever change? Like the rate that I increase in T shares, does that ever change?
You're locked in. That current stake is locked in the number of T shares you have, and then you end it, and then they have to rebuy at the current increased T share rate.
How long have you been staked with $100? Because there's no way you made $7.
No, yeah, I think that was the value of the hex was maybe $7 because it's saying I put 100 hex in. Principal is 100. I'm guessing I put 100. It's like 100.251 hex. So that equivalent at that time $7.15 in USD.
Okay. So you got to understand the yield on the hex staking. So, like PulseX said, maybe look at Pulsechain. But if you're going to do on ETH, go big, or not big, but go long, 10-year something, or 1,000 or whatever.
Yeah, I want to do something around 10-year, 12-year mark. If my intuition's right, like I don't want to do 15 because just I have my reasons. I don't know if y'all care to know, but I won't share if y'all don't. But yeah, I don't want to do anything
15.
15,
You can take it out
12.
in 7 years, though, buddy. You know, you don't have to go the full 15. So that's another thing. But you're not going to keep all your principal, but you won't get penalized. Even a 10-year stake, you can take it out in 5 years, but you're not really going to get much principal, but you'll get your initial investment back.
I mean, you can do the math on the back of a napkin of like how much hex do you have, how many T-shares is that going to get you, and then just multiply your hex stake length by 6, and that gives you the number of hex you're going to get over that period, not including penalties, not including increases in hex, but it's like a base number, and like the amount of hex you get in that stake at some value that may or may not be a lot more than it is now. You got to rationalize like actually just physically doing the stake, and that requires more than $10 stake. For me, $1,000 stake. Pulsechain, you could do a $10 stake. You could do a $5 stake, no problem at all. Like perfectly fine. At this point, you said $7 stake. You're gonna do it on Pulsechain, man. You're just gonna wait, accumulate hex, like PulseX just said, and then do it on Pulsechain. You don't have to worry about the gas fees, and you'll be good.
Yeah, for Ethereum, if you want to be conservative, for your end stake fees, it's about $1 a day, right? Is kind of the going rate. Maybe you can get it for 50 cents, but like it's not really worth the risk. So just assume that it's going to be $1 a day to end stake, right? So if you're doing it for, half a year, then the interest that you're getting off that better be worth at least, that however many days it is. So
Yeah,
it's got a
exactly.
really big number.
So what I'm looking for is, out of my latter stakes of set years, what I'm looking for is my shares at the end, right?
Your T shares.
Yeah, it's all about the T-shares in the end.
Like if you want to just stake it to try it, that's one thing. But to actually invest and stake for a long time, that's something you really need to think about, right?
Right. And you don't want to split up a little bit of money. You would want to make just one stake also.
Yeah, if you really just want to test out the staking, I would honestly do it on testnet. I would go to the faucet, or maybe your wallet's still intact on testnet if you had funds in it before whenever that thing was created. Was it March 12th or something like that? Then you can take those funds and basically turn them into hex and then stake them, and just see what you do on the testnet. Now, mind you, the end staking is going to be in terms of pulse, but like if you do the conversion, say okay, well, instead of it costing me 1 gwei for gas, what happens if it's like 50 gwei, right? So times that number by 50, and then take a look at how much pulse you used up, and then pretend that's Ethereum instead. So multiply it by the price of Ethereum, just to see, okay, yeah, this would have cost me $30 or whatever it is to stake it for a month, or whatever it is. So, but that's another option as well, just to kind of see how everything works. If you just want to test it, just do it on testnet.
I mean, I absolutely think we're going to see some crazy ladders, $10 ladders going out 15 years daily, or crazy stuff that is in no way possible in Ethereum, but is absolutely possible in Pulsechain.
Mr. Crypto, your coins are
Tax
set,
nightmare.
security, trezor, everything is set.
Say that again. Was that Adrian?
I am just asking him if he has his security set with his hardware wallet, trezor, and everything is set for him.
Oh,
Yeah, he
please,
literally
let's
just
not
got it.
start this again.
He literally just got it. So
So Richard's not going to tell us when it's going to launch. Did you see his last tweet? Hopefully, it's yeah, it's good. I think it's good.
Well, I got his tweets on speed dial, so I'm trying to check out what you're looking at.
Oh, just a couple hours ago. I don't know what it was. He's like, quit asking. I'm not telling. You guys asked way too much. So now I'm not even going to tell you an estimate.
Well, no, he shouldn't tell. I mean, literally, he should just say it's live one day.
Right, but people wanted it so bad. No, he's going to tell us 2 days before so I can buy my hex. So basically, get your ducks in a row. But that's been said for the last 4 months.
I mean, it's highly possible that he could give like some type of heads up, but I doubt it. I mean, I don't even want him to get a heads up. I literally just want him to fucking say one day, "Hey, here's your RPC settings. It's live, by the way. Start your validators." Like, like nothing. I just wanted to fucking show up one day.
Yeah, or yeah, or just say it's very close or very soon. However he worded it for PulseX. He said something like it's very close, and I think within 2 days it launched before the end of the year. PulseX
That would be
Sacrifice.
fine. That's basically what he was saying before, except not giving a timeline. Is like, hey, it's getting pretty close. And then like sometime later, he just says, "Oh, by the way, it's live. Here you go." At this point, nobody needs a heads up. Like literally, if you aren't prepared, then like, okay, you should be prepared. You should be ready. You don't need him to tell you, right? I mean, we all in this chat know, but I'm saying for other people, like, there shouldn't be any heads up because all these traders who fucking dump the price because of the postponement, like those dudes shouldn't get a fucking heads up at all. They should just go live and they can just suck wind.
Yep.
I mean, I can be pretty direct about it. I'm cool with that. I had no problem at all with him like
I
not
think it
giving
should have
heads
been
up.
copied Right. I think it should have been copied last week. So if you're not in, or 2 months ago, no, not 2 months ago. You know how he did testnet?
No, I mean it's like
Maybe.
maybe a few days, a week at the most. Like that's what it's gonna be. I mean, he's gonna do the snapshot like closer to the actual launch, but we won't know how many days, when it's gonna be. And then if he says, "Hey, it's by the way, it's live," and then we look at the test net and we go, "Oh, it's blocked this way." Oh, the block number was
Speaking
like
of
3 days
that,
ago
right.
or 2 days ago.
Speaking of that fork, right. Speaking of that, does that only take 30 seconds to
No, I mean it's
divert
a
that
literal block.
fork? Just one block?
Ethereum is going every 14 seconds as a block. They just pick a
Yeah.
random block, and that's the block they use. And then once that
Okay.
block is hit,
So
they run the
question,
code and then they launch
but
Pulsechain off of that, and it takes a
okay.
day or two.
Okay. Question though, does that one block have all the information in it of everything? All the coins?
Well, you have,
Just in
I
that
mean,
one
how
block?
blockchains work is each subsequent block takes the changes, additions, subtractions from the previous entire history. So you have the entire history of Ethereum leading up to that block, and that's why you have to copy the entire blockchain. You can't just take one single block because that single block doesn't
Oh,
contain the entire history of the entire chain.
takes the movement of that block of what changed from the block before.
Yeah. It's literally like it's a ledger. It's like one coin from me, one coin to you in this block, and then 10 blocks ago, Susie sent 10 blocks to Paul, and that was recorded, and it just keeps going back into history, and it records every movement of every transaction of every contract transaction in the entire history state. But you need to have the entire blockchain to get the history so that everyone's balances line up to current values. That's why that verification is required. It's one of the things that full nodes do is they take a block, they validate it that it's good, and then they take the next block and they validate that's good, and they take the next block and they sync all the way up the head, which is current, and then now once they've synced the entire network, then they can start sharing blocks that they verified as good, and every client, every full node, every validator is syncing the same database, and it's very complicated, but like that's basically how how the network stays in sync.
Well, good.
But I mean, so when they say snapshot, I mean, it's not really a snapshot because it's taking the entire history. Like a fork is the entire database history of like everything, and a snapshot is kind of like a segment of the blockchain. Like you take a snapshot of a contract within the larger database, and people were just like using the terms, and I just roll with it. Because it doesn't fucking
Right.
matter,
That's
whatever. I'll roll with the terms.
yeah. Once you learn it, yeah, that's sort of a bad nomenclature.
I don't know.
Using
It's
snapshot.
funny when people
Works.
people get so caught up in the term that they just can't like move forward with it. You're like, okay, once you understand what the terms mean, you understand what they mean, and then you can use those terms when your audience like use the language your audience understands. And sometimes your audience doesn't understand the correct nomenclature. So unfortunately, you have to use their nomenclature to communicate with them because words have meaning, right? And they may be
No.
They may not be using the correct term. But if you're using if they think snapshot is a thing and you understand what they mean, but you also understand what it really means, does it serve any real purpose to be so fucking like butthurt that they don't understand the true meaning of it when you're trying to explain it to them? Or do you just
I know.
go with it, use
It's
their term inappropriately as it is,
right.
but you communicate
It's
the correct
ego
thing
and
to
pride.
them?
Yep.
Yeah, it's fine.
I caught myself doing it. I caught myself doing it to you. I'm like, it's not gui, it's gway, or whatever. It's like, you know,
Well,
gui
it's
and
gigawee.
gway.
It's a
Is it
gigawee.
gigawee? I don't
It's because giga is a billion, and it's
know.
so GWE is the gigawee. So it's like gway is just like, I mean, that's just how people pronounce it. But
Gui. I
Gwei.
thought it was Gui. Okay. Anyway,
I don't know, whatever. You say
what's Pulse
tomato, I
gonna
say
be?
tomato.
Yeah. What's Pulse
You
gonna
know?
be? What's Pulse gonna be again?
Oh,
we?
yeah. So the smallest interval of Ethereum is called a WEI, WEI. Ours is Impulse because I got that from the devs. That's what the devs told me. So yeah, I'm going to take that at face value. And then a GUI, which is 1 billion way or 1 billion impulse, is called a beat. So when you look at gas prices on Pulsechain, we're not using GUI or GUI. It's a GUI. I call it GUI, but you use beats instead. So the Explorer should have beats. My dashboard has beats. That's what we should be using, beats. So, but then you have to like say beats. Oh, it's the same as GUI on Ethereum, and then like people can understand what you're talking about.
Right. And what's that? 100,000? No, 1,000.
It's a billion WEI
A
or
billion.
impulse. Yeah, it's a giga WEI.
So the
Giga
lowest
is a
one is an
billion.
impulse. The lowest one is an impulse.
Impulse, yeah, that's what the devs told me.
Okay.
So I was like, I find that interesting. And then,
It doesn't
yeah,
rhyme.
and then beat.
There's no
I
rhyme
know
or
it's not.
reason.
Hey,
Hell.
impulse, beat, whatever. I just roll with it, man. Like I don't get bent up over this shit too much. Like I want to know the correct term, and then I want to know what everyone else is using so that I can communicate with them, and then maybe educate them on like what the correct term is, even though they probably don't give a shit.
Yeah, that sounds logical. We want to communicate.
I just want to be understood. That's all I choose. That's all I want. It's hard sometimes.
So on my 180-day stake for 100 hex, that was like $7. Whenever I could pull it out, the way things are right now, I mean they kind of, well, from my parameters too, at like maybe $1. And I just left the hex per T share alone, saying that I'll get like $46. You know, if hex is $1, and well, if I'm reading that right, or it could be double. But
So
I
I
did a
mean,
gas.
like it would be awesome. Sorry, it would be awesome if Hex was $1, but is that reasonable in 6 months?
Yeah, that's totally reasonable. I think it could do way more, but I mean, I'm being very I'm limiting myself, you know. I don't want to go too far and think it's gonna be this much. I'm just saying, all right, let's see if it's gonna be $1 someday, you know. But I did the gas calculator and I don't know if I did it right, but it was saying it's gonna be like $50 to in the stake, if I'm not mistaken.
Mr. Crypto, you can just keep your hex liquid until the Pulse chain launch, and then you have your copy, and then you bridge your hex and you do your staking there. It's better.
Yep. Listen to Andre. Who's it? Adrian. Yeah, listen to Adrian. Adrian, what do you got? COVID? You sound a little sick.
Not me.
Okay. But yeah, listen to Adrian. So what did he say? Can you repeat that, Crypto?
I need him to repeat what he said.
Oh my God, Crypto, quit wasting our time.
My bad, guys. Didn't mean sorry. Forget it. I'll just figure it out on my own. Thanks.
Who just said that? Can I ask?
Jamal,
Okay, well, there's a lot of new people in here, and dude just got rinsed. So if you don't like it, just leave the chat and come back another time. Like that's pretty rude what you were saying.
it's not me who told that. I told him to keep his hex liquid and have his copy in Pulsechain and then bridge his hex and do whatever he wants. That's what I told.
It was somebody else. I didn't see the username.
Yeah, no, Jamal, it wasn't you. Like, dude got rinsed and he's still buying hex. Like, that's a true hexagon. Sorry, but it is. Tardigrade, did you have a question?
No, just stopping in. Just wanted to have it unmuted just in case.
Yeah, no worries.
If anybody on the chat doesn't have a Twitter account, make one and retweet Richard's stuff because he's dominating Twitter right now. Pretty funny, actually.
What do you mean, Gamma?
No, I mean Richard's posting stuff. He's in Iceland right now, and he's posting some funny stuff, and he's just, I don't know. It's kind of hilarious. He's kind of calling out some people, some maxis, and I don't know. It's kind of fun, but he's having a great time. So I'm just
Yeah.
liking and retweeting his stuff. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
I personally like the hog that was in lingerie on some street. That's incredibly strange, but sure, let's go with it.
So I have a question relating to hardware wallets. I've listened to Papa Boner and I've watched his video twice, and I've looked at the K4K video that was recommended to me, pardon me, from this chat. And I understand there was two methods. There was one, if you have a software wallet MetaMask and you're expecting a drop of some sort, let's just say the fork, you would do a migration, or the other method was start a fresh MetaMask wallet and start it from your hardware key. What about if you're not expecting an airdrop, but you've already been trading on a MetaMask? Would that be a migration, or how would you organize securing that onto a hardware wallet? Would it be a migration, or would it be another way?
If you were only doing trading on that, you didn't stake on it, you didn't sacrifice from it, you're not expecting an airdrop from that wallet like at all, then you would move all your liquid assets from that address to a Trezor or Ledger new address that you've generated seeds on the device which would be a new account on the ledger or Trezor, and you could like write those seeds down, save them somewhere, create a new one maybe, or just leave it. And for you to be basically, you would want to move all your liquid assets to the hardware wallet and then just use your hardware wallet for everything going forward. And then if you ever happen to get a, airdrop randomly to like one of those addresses, I mean, you could always reload those addresses, those seeds into a hardware wallet and get the funds. But usually a migration would only be necessary, critical, if you sacrificed, you knew you were going to be doing an airdrop in the future, or you had sacrificed, which would be like critical. Then you absolutely would need to move it to a hardware wallet.
Right. So said another way, start from the hardware wallet and then move the assets from MetaMask to that new hardware wallet.
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you.
And even if you did a migration of that my MetaMask 12 seeds, then you would still want to move it to the hardware wallet that you generate the seeds in the hardware wallet anyway, just to make sure that there was like no problem that if somebody didn't accidentally get your seed somehow and then later on they would steal your money, which may or may not happen.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I don't know who made these GIFs that I'm seeing constantly now, but they're hilarious. Like I'm looking at one that says auditing for 100% uptime, and it has like Richard's face in front of a computer, to like diligently like going over everything. These GIFs are just hilarious.
Hey, one more thing before I go. I'm reading on the pulsechain.com. This thing right here is called nomenclature. Nomenclature? Nomenclature. It's
Nomenclature.
nomenclature. Okay. It says anything locked on the Ethereum network bridge to the Pulse network will be known as P, open parentheses, anything, close parentheses, example, quotation, P for ETH, locked on the Ethereum bridge to the Pulse network. Hex is known as EHEX, short for Hex on the ETH network, while Hex on Pulse chain is called PHEX, short for the Hex on the Pulse network. So is that telling me I stake on the Ethereum side and then I can move that when Pulse Chain launches? I can move my staking on Ethereum to the Pulse Chain and then like continue like normal, or I don't know if I'm reading that part right.
No, I'll explain it to you. It's really simple. You have it Hex on Ethereum, and that's called Hex on Ethereum. Then you have the copy whenever we launch, and now you have Hex on Pulse Chain. Hex on Pulse Chain could be liquid, it could be in a stake, but it's all basically you have Hex on Ethereum, staked or unstaked, Hex on Pulse Chain, staked or unstaked. Now, if you bridge the Hex on Pulse Chain through the bridge to Ethereum, right? Now that's PHEX, like wrapped Hex, but on wrapped Pulse Chain Hex, but on Ethereum. But then if you take Hex on Ethereum and you move it to Pulse Chain, now you have EHEX, which is wrapped Hex, wrapped Ethereum Hex, but on Pulse Chain. So I don't know. Yeah, it gets kind of used. You have to like just get used to the nomenclature of it, but that's what it is.
So transferring my Hex off Ethereum to Pulse, I'm still gonna have to pay gas for that. Like Pulse ain't gonna.
You would.
Damn.
Yes. If you do anything on Ethereum, you have to pay gas. So you're moving your hex on Ethereum to the bridge contract on Ethereum, and then you get to claim your wrapped EHEX on Pulsechain, and then you pay like a small Pulsechain fee for that, which is obviously very, very small. And now you have wrapped EHEX, right? Wrapped hex from Ethereum on Pulsechain, but you can't stake on there. That's like you could add it to a liquidity pool. You could wrap your EHEX, right? You could wrap your hex onto from Ethereum onto Pulsechain, put it to liquidity pool, and then you can earn ink tokens. You can do stuff like that. But the only asset on Pulsechain, hex asset that you can stake on Pulsechain is the native hex on Pulsechain. Just like the only hex on Pulsechain is the native hex on Pulsechain. These are different contracts, technically.
So you're saying the wrap Pulse, the wrap E hex or P hex on Pulse chain, the wrapped hex on Pulse chain to opt my position out of that token, I had to go back into Ethereum and like route that way. That's what I'm understanding.
No, I mean you could take your Ethereum hex, right? The hex native on Ethereum, bridge it over to Pulsechain, and then swap it. You could swap your wrapped Ethereum hex for native Pulsechain hex, and then you can stake it there. You can do that within PulseX, which would be super cheap to do, right? You have to do one bridge, and then you do your trading on PulseX.
The
I
hex
don't know.
that you stake in Ethereum, you can't move the staking from Ethereum to Pulsechain. You can't. You will get a copy in Pulsechain, but you can't move the staking hex to the Pulse.
So my staking is only adding liquidity on the Ethereum side, and then when Pulse chain launches and I go to stake on Pulse chain with my hex or Pulse or PulseX, that I'm just adding liquidity on that blockchain.
Well, for you, what I would recommend is you have your liquid hex on Ethereum, only liquid, right? Because you're not staking on Ethereum because it's too costly for you. You don't have enough hex, right? You want to get more hex, but you don't want to pay too much in gas fees. So you accumulate as much hex as you can before the fork. When the fork happens, you have your hex on Pulsechain, and then you take your Ethereum hex, then you can bridge it over to Pulsechain, swap it from the Ethereum hex on Pulsechain, the wrap version, to the native hex on Pulsechain, and you can stake the whole amount that you get in hex on PulseX or on the staking contract on Pulsechain.
Crypto, my friend. If you're only working with like a couple $100, just stay in USDC and bridge over USDC. Don't even pay swapping fees getting any ERC20.
I mean, I think Pulse chain is going to be Ethereum's killer. If they don't fix their crap, like Ethereum's going to be dead.
Yeah, well, I mean, what you need to really worry about is just technically understanding, well, basically what we've been telling you for the last like 2 hours or hour or however long. I've been here like half hour, so maybe half hour. And then once you got that, and you can do it all on testnet, by the way, for free. You can do all this stuff on testnet, bridging and like staking and using PulseX and do all that stuff for free. So I would recommend doing that.
Okay, I'm setting up my wallet, and then I'm gonna get some liquid hex. I'll be back later, guys.
Hey, crypto, take a look at the testnet though, because it'll take you all through everything like that you need to know about the pulse chain, the hex. Like it'll take you through everything. Just try it out. That's my suggestion.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
I hope everyone here appreciates the amount of press we're going to get once Ethereum 2.0, the merge happens in August, if that actually happens at that point in time. And we have launched in June or July, hopefully. And we are proof of stake, full Ethereum stake copy, burning, like all these positive things. And everyone realizes that proof of stake didn't actually do anything for them. And then they're all mad. And they're going, crap. And there's going to be tons and tons of press, which will be good for us. And if not press, at least angry people on social media, maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say, how are they going to know? Because I don't see it going on Tucker Carlson. I noticed Sailor was on there, maximalizing Bitcoin, saying every other altcoin in the whole crypto space is junk, but Bitcoin. So he's against every other project except Bitcoin. So it's like a war. Who's going to win that war? That's my question.
It's a war of attrition. We win in 10 years.
I know they have so much ammo though. They've been up for 13 years. They've been just, they're mainstream senators.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their pockets. They're all getting into this stupid Bitcoin. That's the only. They just got a little head start. That's the only thing.
I mean, the thing is that they're not in. Go ahead and talk. It's fine.
Hey, did you like the Porsche better or the Tesla?
I don't like.
I like the rich Ferrari.
Would he get a Tesla?
I don't see it.
I mean, I'm not going to buy a Tesla. I don't really see him buying one either, but it's always possible.
There's a guy that was in the Hex chat. He came in to ask a question. His name is Musk. Go ahead,
Yeah, someone in chat said that they tried the Porsche recently. I was just wondering if they liked that more than the Tesla electric cars.
The Porsche Taycan was a solid ride.
Muzz, did you have a question? You had your hand raised. Muzz, M-U-Z-Z.
Yeah, hi, how's it going?
It's going good. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. I got hacked yesterday. MetaMask got hacked and took my hex, my Hedron, and what have you of it. Yeah, lesson learned. Question I've got is I've sacrificed, of course, and obviously it's to the one your account. I'm wondering if I now get a ledger to save my sacrifice. If I get a ledger and hook my wallet up when the airdrop comes, will that save me?
No.
Bro, did you type your keys into your computer? Into a
No,
contract or
I don't
something?
think they got through with the keys. I think they went through Google or actually mirrored. I got onto my computer, found password in Norton or something, and technically got in that way. Since then, I've redone my wallet and changed the password, but
Well, the good news
there's no real
for
way they
you.
would have got my keys at all.
Hold on. The good news for you is it's not going to be dropped. It'll be dropped into that MetaMask, but on a different chain. So hopefully they're not looking at the other RPC setting for Pulsechain. So you'll have a chance to grab that and put it into a different wallet before they change the RPC setting on your compromised MetaMask. So that's the good news.
Yeah,
But as for
it was like
okay, go ahead.
they basically just came in and I've gone onto the blockchain. They've just sent ETH in for enough gas to send everything out. But what I was thinking of, I just looking at some YouTube videos. If I got a ledger and installed that now, and when the airdrop of Pulse goes in with a chain, they would need the ledger then to move that, would they? Or is
No,
it
no, they don't. Hey,
No, yeah, no.
hold on a second. I just got into this conversation. You're saying that you've been compromised. Can you please mute yourself when we're all talking to you? Thanks.
Papa,
So you've been,
Papa, he just came in new from Hex chat, so I just brought him
all
in.
right, no problem. So the situation that I've gleaned is that you've been compromised, and you think that a migration is going to suddenly put a suture on the wound and protect you because the attacker has to use your ledger to be able to access your funds. And the answer is it's not the case. You do have to do a migration immediately, but what you should do is watch the video that we prepared. I'm going to put it up in the main chat. If you have purchased a hardware wallet already, that's great. If you haven't, I recommend that you go with the Trezor and you get 2 of them. The video will explain exactly why. You're not particularly protected if you migrate your seed from MetaMask over to the Trezor, but you have to go through this method to hopefully get a jump on the people that have already got your seed. That's all you can hope for, is be a little bit faster, but you have to have some ability to send it somewhere safe after that, and that's why the second Trezor is important, because you'll have a 24-word seed phrase generated from the hardware device there. Again, please watch the video and then come back to chat. If you've been rinsed already, there's nothing that's going to help that. I wish that you would have come to our chat a little bit earlier, or seen the videos, or done something in the way of, gravitated toward the use of hardware devices, but that's not your fault. You were just naive. In this game, you'll have to move on past this and learn from this very important and expensive mistake. But please, look at the main chat right now. I'm going to bring up the links. Watch the first video first, and then come back to chat with any questions. Here it comes.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Papa.
Papa, I don't think he said he didn't give out a seed phrase though. He said it was some kind of. They think
Okay.
they got it through his Norton or a password or something. So
Okay. All right. Hold on. Stop. All right. We're gonna play the few question game. Muzz, did you use MetaMask?
Yeah, I use MetaMask. Yeah.
Okay. Where did MetaMask reside? Was it on your phone? Or was it on your laptop?
On my desktop computer.
Was it only on your desktop computer?
Yeah, correct. Only on the desktop computer.
Okay. MetaMask itself is not secure. Why? Because the 12-word seed phrase that you generate from this browser extension wallet, the seed phrase is kept in a seed store file that is local on your machine. It is encrypted in this file, but it is decrypted through use of a password that matches your login password. Attackers know this. A simple keylogger that could have been installed into your PC at any time through your web surfing habits could have easily allowed the attacker to get that password. And there's actually a $140 in dark web funds exploit that can be launched to a number of clients, and yours could have only been one. And what it does is it goes in, it collects up that seed store file, it harvests your password, and then it sends copies back to the attacker in mass, so in quantity. You just send a huge dragnet. You could have been caught up in that dragnet. So that's just one simple way. You didn't give anything to anyone, but you used an already compromised piece of software and depended on it. And that was your first problem. Did you do any web surfing from this PC other than strictly use it for crypto?
No, not really. Just paying rent just on legitimate sites. Mainly, most of the time, it's just on the Hex chart. The
Okay,
only
so
thing,
I'll
the only
take that
thing
as a yes.
dodgy I've really done in the last week or so is use that Pulse Doge to get the airdrop.
I think that that's not your problem. I think the general, yeah, not really answer is a thing that you should really look to. Simply going to Google searches or clicking on links, any links, using your email, especially Gmail on that PC. There's all sorts of different ways that you could have gotten a keylogger. Looking at weather sites or free ads or anything. It's very easy to pick up a keylogger. What the hardware wallet is going to do is make that a thing of the past. The simple keylogger exploit will no longer be a way in to move your funds. The attackers can get in to see your funds, but they can't move them from now on. So let's get you set up with the right way. And none of this is going to matter anymore. You may be able to beat the attacker in terms of speed to be able to get your airdrop if you're expecting one from Sacrifice. But everything else, liquid, as soon as it becomes liquid, goes to your second hardware wallet that you're going to buy now. And again, can you please look in the main chat? I brought up the links. The first one is the one I want you to watch. I'm bringing it up again. Can you see it and confirm that you can see it, please?
Oh yeah, Papa Boner.
Yep. The first one. Click on that. Invest 40 minutes and watch that video. Understand the hows, the whys, and the whiches, and then you can understand that you're going to be ordering 2 Trezor 1 devices right now.
And is this the only way to sort of save my airdrop? Because basically I've lost my Hex now. Well, I'm basically into Pulse now when it comes and PulseX.
All right. Okay. All right. It depends. I mean, there is a homegrown service, so to speak, in our community now, but it has to be worth your while to spend the money and for them to protect you when you get the airdrop. It's an automated type of service. You can get into that through different channels. I can DM you. you can take a look, get a consultation, see if it's worth your while. But are we talking tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, $1 million that you've been rinsed? Or are you talking like important to you, but not yet up to the $10,000 range?
Oh, you mean got hacked about 100,000 in Hex, 1 billion in Hedron, and
Yep.
2,500 USDC.
Yeah, but I mean, that stuff is gone. The liquid is gone. That's neither here nor there. I'm talking about something that's still
Oh, what's
available to
coming?
protect. Yeah.
Yeah, about 55 million Pulse 36, PulseX, and some liquid loan.
Yeah, honestly, I think that in that scale, and I don't mean to belittle you, but I just don't think that it's a scale that's worthy of your time and theirs. You could inquire, but I don't think it's worth your time. What I think you should turn your your energy toward, your focus toward, would be getting your seed migrated and practicing moving stuff off as quick as you can. It's possible that the attacker does not yet know about the airdrop. Just be faster than them in entering in your coordinates for the new Pulsechain coordinates in MetaMask. But you'll be using it in tandem with your hardware wallet. You'll know what to do, and you'll know how to send it the minute that you get it off to your second hardware wallet, where it will finally be safe. I think, judging by the scale of the other stuff that's gone, you may over time be able to make up for that loss. Also, it presents itself as a tax loss as well that you can, report to the local authorities, get your papers all in order, and perhaps that will play against your gains. So you won't have to pay taxes on them so much. These are the ways to justify this, right? And prepare.
Yeah, right. Thanks, Papa. So I'll watch that video. So technically, I've gone in and redone my MetaMask wallet and changed the password. So I was just going to
It
keep
doesn't
an eye on
matter.
that and see if they're
Doesn't
changing
matter.
it back.
No. Doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. That's a compromised wallet. You just put it on the hardware wallet, the first hardware wallet, and you get on with your life. You're going to use a dummy MetaMask from now on. You're not going to rely on MetaMask for anything. It's going to be used as a front end only for the back end, which will be your hardware wallet. You don't think that you're, in any way, shape, or form more secure because you changed your password when your seeds have been compromised. If I had your seeds, I could load them into any hardware or soft wallet and be able to access your funds without you knowing or to being able to do anything about it. Your password change is zero in terms of, security posture.
Yeah, right. No, just my main effort now is to secure my sacrifice drops when they come. That's all.
That's correct. That's exactly right. So watch that video and order 2 hardware wallets. If you've never used one before, the quickest learn, I believe, is going to be the Trezor line, and specifically the Trezor 1. I would buy quantity 2 of those. If you want to get ledgers as well, so that you're familiar with both platforms, go at it. But I would make your first hardware wallet the Trezor.
Rightio. So I'll watch that and I'll come back if I've got any more questions.
Absolutely, we invite you to come back if you have any and all questions, of course. And I'm sorry we can't give you better news about the funds that are moved.
Nah, that's okay. I've seen enough of it to be stupid enough not to have got a Trezor ages ago because, yeah, they would have needed one to move it if they got in. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, if you would have been set up, yes, the answer is yes. This exploit would not have occurred. This is the most simple of exploits. Usually people go through a lot of head scratchers and we have to go through like 20 questions to figure out exactly where they got hacked. And then we uncover about 10 different exploits. But for you, it's pretty straightforward and easy to fix the next time.
And that video technically showed me how I can secure my airdrops, correct?
In essence, yes. The migration itself will allow you to secure your airdrop after you send it from the migratory wallet. The wallet itself is not going to improve. Your situation will not improve until you do the simple send from one hardware wallet with a compromised seed to the other hardware wallet with the fresh 24-word seed phrase that you generate from the hardware wallet itself. Then and only then are your assets secure.
Right, and that technically will save me then, I suppose.
Yes, once you've made that simple send, you are saved.
All
Just
right.
watch the video,
Thanks, Papa.
invest the time, and then come back with any questions you have. There's a lot of knowledgeable people here in the chat. If I'm around, I'm happy to answer questions, but a lot of people here know the answers that you're seeking. Watch the video. That's why I prepared it, so that we wouldn't have to go over the ground over and over again in the chat. You have the broad brushstrokes. Watch your video.
Yeah, Roger will do, and it's the top one you have got there.
Yeah, watch one.
Will do. Okay, thanks a lot, Papa. I'll come back after I've watched it if I'm still confused.
Absolutely. We welcome you back anytime, man. And we're going to make sure this doesn't happen again to you.
Yeah, beautiful. So it's just a basic silly question again. So when I get these wallets, I'll still use my same MetaMask wallet. So when I get the
no,
airdrop,
no. The MetaMask wallet will serve only one purpose for you from now on: to get the airdrop. And if any future airdrops come, you know what to do. You move them off that compromised wallet as soon as you can. But you're going to use a brand new MetaMask wallet with a brand new 12-word seed phrase, and that's going to function as a dummy wallet. And again, the video will lead you through why.
Roger. Okay, I'll go watch that now. Thanks for that, guys.
Sure, man.
Hey, Papa, can I scratch your brain real quick?
That sounds kind of uncomfortable for me, but yes, if you have a question, I'm happy to try to answer it.
I mean, I just gotta say it, let you know. I don't know. I just got my new treasure right now. I'm already on your video. I'm like 3 minutes in, 4:28 in. I just wanted to say something to you. And I don't know if it registers anything.
Please.
Okay.
Well, so, and I know you're not into it, but I am. I logged into my OpenSea account, and I'm able to see all my NFTs, the flow of them, everything. And I've been seeing the activity of what's been going on, and basically because the NFT that I've gotten, it allows you to play this game and mint other NFTs within the game. This person's accumulated land in the metaverse and stuff, and
Please. What is the question that I can help you with?
No, man, I was just letting you know that I'm looking at transactions and kind of narrowed it down to who's responsible. Just gotta get like a IP address on that thing, and yeah, I mean I'll be better off. But uh, my domains, I have bought domains and they cleared that off. The only thing that's still on my wallet, and I already know, I already tried to send funds to another wallet through this address, and it just didn't work because they have something blocked on there. But yeah, they took my domain somehow. Like I'm seeing it transferred, but I'm not seeing it like.
Wait, crypto. Are you telling me you have assets that you left on that wallet, and this is just fresh information, or is this like you doing your own forensic investigation on what happened, a week ago?
Yeah, if you were to type in my public address, you would be limited on like seeing certain activity behind it. But yeah, I did a little digging and I had to reply to these IOs today. And I mean,
Again, I'm gonna ask: is this related to activity that happened a week ago, or is this fresh activity?
Oh yeah, it happened a week ago. I'm sorry, dude.
All right. So the exploit that we covered and ad nauseum is now you're going through the charred earth and you are figuring out what happened. But you now have an understanding of why a fresh hardware wallet sourced from Trezor and used appropriately is the best way to do things, correct?
Yeah, I got my treasure wallet today and I opened it and can tell right away it's 100% genuine, hasn't been messed with because I got all the components. The plastic was super 100% sealed, unlike the last one where it was had a perfect whole plastic. Like it was sealed 99.9% and had like a little tiny opening hole, you know. So yeah, I could tell
On
like
the shrink wrap. Shrink wrap can have a hole sometimes.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is that you sourced it from Amazon, and that was not a good idea. But we traced the exploit to your own mismanagement of your seeds, not the Trezor, although you didn't buy it from the right place. Did you return it to Amazon?
No, I'm turning the compromised treasure to the FBI. No, the when I plugged in the old one because I haven't wiped my
It's
old,
not,
I plugged
yeah,
it in.
it's highly unlikely that the FBI is going to make any. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm not. I got hope, dude. I know, but this is for the safety of crypto in the future. What I'm saying is when I plugged
Yeah,
in
but
that
your
I got
Trezor is most likely not compromised. We already traced this to mismanagement of your seeds. The Trezor is most likely not reverse engineered.
I beg to differ, and I'm gonna find out. And it like, look, I plugged in. I'm trying to
All right,
explain
great.
the
I got a quick.
compromise. I'm trying
I
to
got a
explain,
quick
guys.
question about a treasure. Can we revisit
Yes.
crypto after this? Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt, crypto, but we'll get right back to you. Okay, Papa, you're saying you got my seeds, and we're gonna race to get my funds over to my Vault wallet. So if you got my seeds and you're in a hot wallet and MetaMask, you just throw them in there. You see the drop. By the time I'm fiddling around with my hardware wallet to send it to my Vault, you won't have to fiddle with the hardware wallet. You could just send it before me if we're racing. Correct?
In theory, but
Not
in theory, but
necessarily.
hold on a second. Hold on a second. In theory, if you're like just hearing about the news and you're going and grabbing your hardware wallet and you're plugging it in, that fraction of a minute puts you behind me if I'm an attacker and I'm in the same situation and I'm only plugging it into my soft wallet. In theory, yeah, but what prevents you from getting the RPC coordinates first and being in this chat and getting it in hours before the attacker does?
So we're talking 1 minute then. Okay.
Yeah.
Basically.
If that,
There's that.
if you're sitting there with your hardware wallet connected and MetaMask open, then there is no difference. There is no
Well, then it's
advantage.
a permission. Well, you got to click it twice on MetaMask or something. And then
All right, so that click that you're telling me that
choose to
click
remember
matters
this.
to you?
Okay. All right. I just thought. Okay, who else is
No.
No, I see. It's me. I see where you're coming from, but there's like options around this, right? Like you have the option to click remember this device when you get it onto your meta. So maybe when time is getting closer, you can get your hardware wallet plugged in, have remember this device on, so you don't have to go through the process of connecting your Trezor and clicking the allow to export. And then also you got to think, like these attackers, these guys are probably pretty successful at what they're doing, and they probably have dozens of addresses.
Hold on. You said remember this device. I mean, I know remember this address. You can
H-man, hold on a second. Hold on. H-man, hold on. What Illuminati is saying is he's assuming that you remove the account every time when you're done with it. But in this case, you probably wouldn't do that. So he's saying that if the account still shows Trezor 1 at the top or Ledger 1 at the top, that is the best case scenario for you because you save time. And he's right. But we didn't cover that, right? If you've totally, okay. There's a lot of ways that you can add time onto your actually being able to connect. And one very obvious one is to remove the account completely. One can also imagine that you'd add additional time if you remove the instance of MetaMask completely or removed your entire OS. But we're not going to do that. We're going to leave the OS intact, leave the instance of MetaMask as it is, leave the account visible, and then you're only going to have your hardware wallet to connect and go about, proving the transaction. So Illuminati did point out something, but that's not the scenario we're dealing with. HMAN, you're not going to remove the account in a race scenario. You're going to leave it active so you see Trezor 1 at the top of the screen.
I usually do. I usually leave it in there.
Right. Well,
Make
you
sure,
do,
make
but
sure.
do you have
Okay, I
multiple
don't. I
you have
take them
multiple
out.
hardware wallets?
No,
Yeah.
I
Do you
just
have
have one.
multiple hardware wallets?
No, I just have one. So
Then there is no
Well,
reason to take it out.
okay, because I
Papa
play on
B,
testnet.
maybe
I play
you
on
can
testnet.
speak
I
to
just
this.
want to.
When I go to connect hardware wallet, it takes you through that process where it says, allow to export public address for this one session. But under those two different pages that you go through and click through, there is a check mark box that says remember this device. I haven't played with it, and I'm wondering if you can speak to whether or not if you say remember this device and then enter the PIN, do you then not have to enter the PIN next time you go to connect your hardware wallet? I'm trying to basically
No.
gain a little bit of it.
Okay. No. You would have to, and I recommend for you, a person that uses multiple hardware wallets, I wouldn't remember this device. It will screw you up in the future. The only reason for HMAN to leave it active and connected is because he's only a single hardware wallet user.
Sure. I'm just trying to get him the most advantages that I can think of because I totally see where he's coming from.
I'm just helping the
Yeah, I
community
got it.
out with this question. I'm just helping the community out. But I did
You
want
are
to race.
It's
I
appreciated.
just
It's
wanted to
deeply
race you.
appreciated, HMAN.
I know. I
I
did
just
want to
want to
race you
add
though
one
with the
thing onto
stable
this.
scenario.
I just want to add
Go
one
ahead.
thing onto this. It's a very small detail, but important. Is when you are sending this manual transaction, make sure you do the highest gas possible. So when it says speed up, you speed up, or set the transaction to the highest gas possible first, and then send the transaction right after. So that's the most important
Yeah,
part.
good.
Is this
Last thing you
during
want is a failed
transaction? Is this a third
Make
thing I have to think of during when I'm racing? I have to
make
try to
sure
click
the
on the gas.
firmware is updated.
Oh yeah, I know that. But yeah, so this is when I'm
Yeah,
trying to do
HMAN.
this. I might hit
Yeah,
slow.
yeah,
What if I hit the slowest?
yeah,
Die.
HMAN. It
What?
means that the attacker can actually send in the transaction with higher gas, get picked up quicker than you. It's a speed thing. So yeah,
I
be
know,
generous
but
with the gas. Yep.
I'm asking. I'll have to do that when I'm doing all this other stuff right before I click confirm and then go give permission on my
Yeah.
ledger. Yes.
Right, but you've got time to go in through the test net and practice doing this and
Yeah.
be very, very quick at it by the time the
Well,
main net launches.
so Link, can you set that as a default, or do you have to do it every time?
Yeah, you could set that as a default. You want to set the max amount of gas
Okay.
as possible. So you could go probably check that out on, no, they don't have it over there. But you could play with the gas settings in your MetaMask, and you could do that on testnet right now. So you should fire off like a whole bunch of transactions, see which ones fail and which ones pass.
Isn't the term aggressive?
Yes.
You can set it to aggressive gas, not just market.
But there's a max amount of, just say on Ethereum, there's a max amount of GUI you could set for the highest transaction. I think it's like 200,000. You want to set those the highest max amount. So this way your transaction is pick up before his.
And what about the maximum spending amount? What's that one? Is that only when using a coin? Like when I put a limit order in? Is that only for limit orders?
Yeah, that's like token allowances specific to addresses and exchange.
Nothing to do with gas, right? Right. Okay.
Wait, am I just catching up? Did you get rent stage, man?
No. You guys talking?
Okay, sorry.
That dumb? I must sound dumb. Oh.
No. I just caught on late, and I heard somebody talking about losing some of their crypto, and then I wasn't sure if it was you, but no, this is good
No,
shit.
'cause I'm
My bad.
I could raise somebody without giving a permission on my ledger. Boom. You know, I could be in a hot wallet and and pull those funds quicker than somebody fiddling with the ledger. But it's only like
Yeah,
a
you don't
minute.
want it. Yeah, but the most important thing is you've got your Vault wallet set up, right? A safe place to send it, right?
Of course, yes. It's called
Right
my
on.
janitor.
Yeah, and then like with me in my situation, I have my public address like all over the place. You know, I email this myself. I have it in a USB drive. I have it on a file on my computer, just in case anything goes complete like calamity. I can know where I gotta send my funds to. The day one of launch.
Right, like Notepad or something. If it's super copied. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the last thing you want is like be ready to execute to
I know.
get your sack balances out, and then be like, holy shit, I don't have my public address.
Then you have to go to HEXradio app, copy paste, send it an email, grab it out of your email, and then put it, copy paste that. Yeah, trying to find that address.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Address book in MetaMask as well is a good place to keep it. But always check the first 4 and last 4 characters before you hit send, please.
Always, there was a bug going around in Bitcoin days that would recognize a hexadecimal Bitcoin address, and when it recognized that, it would automatically, when you copied it onto your clipboard, it would actually paste the attacker's address in, and so when you would go to paste, it would not be the same address that you copied, and it's actually still going around to this day.
Hey, Papa, just 2 minutes before I get gone for a little bit. Just hate to break it to you, man. Some kid in Amazon, a team at Amazon is connected with a network of hackers. Okay. My compromised treasure wallet was opened because I got a perfectly clean, sealed up white little envelope from Treasure themselves. Okay. And I have the key ring thing that comes with it, the little bracelet thing that did not come with the compromised treasure. And when I plug in the compromised treasure, I get a ledger of all my tokens, everything that was rinsed in there, and it's not legit. I'm telling you.
Check this out. Do you even know what it would take for somebody to do what you're saying they did? Do you even know what it would take?
So this network.
Crypto, listen. I'm not saying that it's not possible to get a reverse engineered hardware wallet, which is precisely why I insist, and we all insist, on people keeping the chain of custody between the manufacturer and yourself intact. That's why you only buy it from them. It's not impossible for this to happen. It's improbable that you got a compromised wallet. But there's so many other holes in your story that I would say that you got rinsed 10 times. So you've got to up your game in terms of managing your crypto assets, your seed phrases, all that shit, as well as not buying your hardware wallet from Amazon. So you are a cautionary tale walking, man. I hope you've learned not to concentrate on one thing and pass blame on the manufacturer only. 90% of this is your responsibility.
No blame to the treasure people. You know, they're probably good, innocent people, and they did what they needed to do. You know, respectfully. And then when they sent it off to Amazon, that's when it went to shit. I messed up. Yeah, I messed up
Crypto.
1,000%. You know.
Crypto, I have one question. Did you put your seed words into that treasure?
Yeah, I
forgot.
did. Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
tried to
did?
nice
Okay.
me for my seed
put 'em in.
phrase. Yeah, and I did it with the treasure, and then boom, everything started. Like as soon as
Yeah,
I
and
entered the
your seed
market,
words were already compromised, dude. Your seed words were already compromised. Like who knows, months before that.
nah, I was skating on ice, dude. Like what? I had full access, full control, no problems for years and
All
years
right,
until
crypto. This is, I think we've given you your fair share of conciliatory time on this chat. And I would like to say that this is the last time that we go over your chart Earth. This is the end. We understand your situation. We've learned from your mistakes. I hope you have too. But that's it. We're moving on. Is that cool?
yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, it's hackers and spammers are every minute of every day. If you want to stop the conversation for that, that's cool. We just like had a high roller just get rinsed too. So okay, yeah, we could totally stop the conversation of hackers and spammers. Like we ain't have to deal with them. That's cool. Yeah, I'll
No. You misunderstand me. I'm totally happy to talk about those exploits and warn others. But those specific to you, I would like to not talk about anymore.
Hey, Papa, that dark web hack, don't you have to like actually click on a link and download the application file onto your computer?
That's my
understanding.
My understanding is you're talking about the dark web hack that harvests your seed store file and then also takes the password as soon as you type it in.
Yes.
No, you don't have to do anything. That's the beauty of it. You get infected the same way that you would get infected with a keylogger. Clicking a link, getting into a nefarious website, doing a search on a counterfeit web crawler or web browser, downloading a bad MetaMask, going to a bad DEX, any number of ways. It's just as easy as that. So no, you don't have to download anything. It actually releases its payload without you clicking on anything past the actual connection to any one of those sources. That's why it's so elegant and successful.
Hey, Papa, why am I confused right now? When you talk about, like, let's say I have, maybe I'm just not understanding it, because months ago it was like, no, once your seeds are compromised, that's it, that's all. So now you're saying or suggesting that if I get another Ledger or Trezor wallet and I have an airdrop coming for PulseX or Pulse, I can save my stuff now because I have a new seed phrase, because my address is still the same.
No, Tim, no.
Okay,
Just for best practices, just to get your muscle memory going, I suggest that you still go through the migration, because a migration already considers that your seeds are either soft compromised or truly compromised. If you have evidence that they're compromised, all the more reason to get into the program and do the migration and get poised with that hardware wallet with the migrated seed, just to send it, click it forward, send it over to your hardware wallet, the hardware wallet that is not compromised, your vault wallet. You've understood it all along. There's nothing that's changed. After you're done with extracting all of the assets of any value off of that wallet, that migratory wallet, you can take it off of that hardware wallet and put it into cold storage, waiting any announcements of any future airdrops. But you'll have to introduce it yet again at that time. So it's good to dedicate that first hardware wallet as your migratory wallet, because you may get value dropped to you in the future. If you have the means to dedicate it forever as a migratory wallet, so be it. But it would probably be better just to simply keep those seeds in cold storage after you get your airdrop and after you've moved it, and then use that first hardware wallet as a second vault wallet and balance your funds from there. So you'd have two wallets with 24-word seed phrase. Now, why do you need 2? Well, fault tolerance, redundancy. If one wallet fails, which you should completely expect it to over a matter of years, you'll have another one to be able to introduce seeds into and be able to transact. If you only have one and it fails, you have to wait until you get a replacement. And in that time, you may be tempted to enter in those seeds into a soft wallet, which would be bad. So you've got it right, Tam. You're not confused. It doesn't offer you anything but a modicum, an incremental, tiny bit of security when you do a migration. But you forget that attackers are not singular. If you leave it out in the wild, out in the open, on your MetaMask, an attacker could get it from a seed store file local to your machine that is not the first. It could be a second attacker. It could be any number of attackers that harvest that from your machine. So by putting it onto the hardware wallet, you at least offer yourself that small suturing of the wound. You're stopping the
Okay.
bleeding.
Okay, I misunderstood it then because I'm thinking, what? Okay, perfect. Okay, I got it. All right.
So crypto, just to put a finer point on my statement, we all knew before you opened up your story that we should only source our hardware wallets from the manufacturer themselves. Right now, even if you go to the FBI, the liability that you are going to lay on the manufacturer is minimal because the exploit happened in Amazon. If the exploit happened in Amazon, then Amazon's liability is limited to the price you paid for the device if you want to send it back for a refund, not your crypto assets that were rinsed. But if you would have enjoyed a direct relationship with the manufacturer, you could have employed the FBI's write-up, gone to them, and opened up a court case against the Trezor company. But it's highly unlikely that the exploit happened in between Trezor and the channel partner of Amazon. Most likely the exploit happened between the channel sales partner of Amazon and you. But you destroyed that relationship between yourself and the manufacturer. That's what I'm saying, is we've done this to death, and we were all prepared, but you weren't, because you ignored that rule. But now you know.
I'm not gonna ignore you ever again. My ears gonna be geared to whatever you have to say about safety, and I'm writing stuff down, and that's gonna be my safety Bible, dude.
Right on. Well, you're on the right track now. You acquired a hardware wallet from the manufacturer, and you're prepared. That's going to be your safe place for all of your liquid assets. But I believe you only bought one. I would recommend that you have 2.
I'm thinking about getting 3 more, just so I can diversify coins across each, and maybe only use like 2 at the most. Because I know years I'm gonna have more wallets that hold certain things, you know.
Yep.
So in case
That would
one
be
wallet,
good.
if I have 6 wallets, well, it's just one wallet compromised, and I have 5 other ones, you know.
That's yep. Siloing your assets in different wallets for different uses under different seeds and different passphrases beyond that is a good idea. But you have to feel confident that you yourself are not going to get locked out, but you will, because you will be writing these down in titanium plates and keeping them indelibly etched in there, be it protecting from fire, flood, or mishandling, working in all redundancies, so in case one gets compromised, you have the others to fall back on. It's a good idea.
know in Illuminati suggested how to write down his like you were just saying, like pretty much engrave or stamp into a washer steel something and put it in order. Like, yeah, dude, I think that's a fabulous idea, man.
It is. Anybody that's muted that has any question or comments they want to make, please raise your hand and I'll clear you for unmuting in the chat.
Hey, Pop, I just wanted to give you a shout out, brother. It's good stuff, man. We appreciate you.
My pleasure, Jakeinator. Good to hear you too.
Hey, Jakeinator, what's going on? Kinetics.
Just got home hearing the good word from Papa, man. How you doing?
Same.
So, Papa, I have a question for you. Let's say let's say PulseX and Pulse was already out, and I have Hex because I don't want to use any coin as an example. So let's say I have 1 million PulseX and 1 million of the other coins. Somebody gets into my only MetaMask on my computer that I only have MetaMask. I don't, but let's hypothetically say that I do. So I have MetaMask, and all of a sudden I see money going out. I see Ethereum coming in, and somebody's attacking my wallet. Holy shit. Okay, I gotta save something. So I'm gonna take my PulseX and I'm gonna send it to a brand new wallet that I already have, and I'm gonna be okay because they don't have my seed phrase to my new wallet.
Correct.
Okay.
That's what we call a migration, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the seed migrating to the hardware wallet is one step in the migration, but completing the migration is getting any assets of value off of the migratory wallet and off to a vault wallet. That completes the migration.
Right. Okay.
Hey, that's a possibility. I don't know, but if they get in and you see ETH being moved around or you get more, you see something like that, I highly doubt that you'll be able to send things out of that wallet because they might, as soon as they are in, I think they set up like a blocker where you can't send crap out. I don't know how long it takes for them to deploy that. So if you see that first second, your next second needs to be where you're sending that PulseX to, you know?
Oh, thanks for that information. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but they're two different chains you guys are talking about. They're not both. You can't see them both. You can't see PulseX on Ethereum mainnet. You got to switch it over to see it.
Yeah, I know, guys. It was just like a hypothetical question because my brain's trying to process everything else that he said, and I was kind of mixed up. And I know he said I'm not the way I'm thinking is right, but I'm just trying to think of it. If I was a newbie and I was coming in and I see somebody rinsing me, like, how can I save my airdrop? How can I save, you know what I mean? All these things. So I'm trying to process all this in my head.
You can only save it by a simple send. And remember, if you did a PulseX Sacrifice, you'll also get 1 pulse for gas. So that's opportunity for anybody. If it's a compromised wallet, if they know about Pulsechain, if they can enter in the custom RPC and they can see that stuff that you've got, they know that they've got the gas to move it too. It's why you don't fall asleep on the airdrop day.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope everybody in here has already gone on to the test net and has practiced sending their assets to another wallet on the Pulse chain.
I did, but I forgot. Do I have to have the coin address before I send it over to my vault? I can just send it right over, right? And then populate it.
You know, the coin address is necessary to be able to see the assets. If you don't have the contract address, you don't even see the token. So yeah.
So I just send it over there, then I go look. It's like shit.
That's maybe you better be sure that you got the right address, right?
Yeah, we don't have that yet.
No, the recipient address. No, the recipient address. If you're going to catapult everything that you see over to your vault wallet, you better make damn well sure that your vault wallet address is correct.
Yes.
Otherwise, a little test amount would be best.
Yeah, I'll do a
First.
test, but then I'm not going to see it unless I put the token contract in there.
Not necessarily. You can go to the coin tracker on Pulsechain, and you can enter in the public address, and you can see it received that way.
Hey, Papa, I'm watching.
Do I have to put that in my vault first, so I can see it?
It has. Yes, it has to be in your vault in order to see it on the block tracker, right? The what is it that we use? Blockstream or what's it called?
Block.
Shit.
Something block.
What is it?
Something block. It's like block.
Yeah.
I don't.
Block. Okay, so get on block with your Foxy Fox and go and check out your wallet. But
How can you send it if airdrop hasn't happened yet?
testnet, you can get a little bit from the faucet or the snapshot that happened back in September. You should have some residual.
As a trial run, you mean, to make sure it works?
Correct.
Oh.
Hey, Papa, video.
TPLS shows up as TPLS in your wallet right now.
So like, if I have Ethereum on the Ethereum mainnet, will I get a copy on the Pulse chain?
You'll get a 1-to-1 copy, so you'll get one pulse for every one Ethereum. Yes, so you will have gas.
I was just hoping that somebody would. Anyway, whatever.
Good question, Tam. You took the words right out of my mouth.
You won't be able to see it
Now,
though.
what about ERC?
It'll be added to your total.
The best
I
way
was just hoping. I was just yeah.
I know. I catch your drift completely.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, man, when did you post that video? 6 months ago, or 5?
What are you looking for it manually?
No, I'm on it right now. I just have a question to you. I don't know if I'm being overly cautious.
Please go ahead.
All right, just created my MetaMask. I did the MetaMask.io, the exact website you had and stuff. And on your video, you got a what's new pop up, like what's new, and it goes function type. Like you got a what's new pop up on your screen, but on my screen, I did not get one of those. So I just, am I tripping on like what's new? I don't, you know.
Brand new installation. You uninstalled MetaMask.
No, I got a new, like the last weekend. So everything on this thing is all new.
So this is your initial installation of MetaMask.
Yes, sir.
And you don't see any little blurb that opens up and says, "Hey, here's what's new."
No, because on your video it popped up as soon as you went into the hot wallet. Like the first time you went into the hot wallet, you got a pop up. The first time I got into the wallet, I did not get no pop up.
Right, but did you create a brand new 12-word seed phrase for that wallet, brand new wallet, or did you enter in your seeds?
Brand new wallet, brand new seeds, brand new everything.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
but
there have been
you installed
updates.
a week ago, right?
Go one more time.
I was just saying he just said that he installed it like a week ago. So if you uninstall and reinstall, you'll probably see exactly what he sees.
All right, I'm gonna uninstall MetaMask right now, reinstall it again, and do it write the seed phrase again. And you know, if I don't see what's new, like Papa's video, um, you know, shoot, I'm kind of leaning towards I'm not.
Then you're probably
What URL did you go to download MetaMask?
The same exact one you used, the MetaMask.io.
100%. It's spelled properly, right?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't fat finger another letter.
All right. Yeah. Hey Tam, I gotta go to lurk mode for a while. Are
Okay.
you cool?
Yeah, for a little bit.
Thank you.
later, man.
So like, I'm doing some crypto on my phone. Like, that's okay, right?
You're gonna be
Damn, I'm gonna make a video.
you're gonna be
It's gonna
sarcastic.
it's gonna be like how to do crypto on your phone, and it's just gonna be a brand new phone. I'm gonna be like, here's how you do it, and I'm just gonna take a hammer to it and smash the shit out of it and be like, there you go.
Yeah, you can do it with graphics and a Pixel phone, right? A Google phone, I mean. Then you're safe.
Just make sure you accept that unknown airdrop on your desktop, Tam. You should be all right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, just click on that link, right?
Yeah, try to delete it. Mm-hmm.
Surf for more porn while you're at it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Simultaneously.
As long as you have a VPN, you should be okay.
Yeah, as long as there's birthday butt slapping.
Make sure it's at work too on your company laptop.
Yeah, like Fortune 500 company type thing, right?
Absolutely.
That
And
is
by the
funny
way,
stuff.
growl at your IT admin too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have a shared email.
Oh, that's awful.
Your
I've got
husband's
MetaMask in the
right?
Amazon cloud.
What's that?
I've got MetaMask in the Amazon cloud.
I'm on my refurbished computer.
Yeah, I think I have like I forget what it is. Like it's like, I don't know, it's like 10 years old. It's slow as hell. But should I put like an antivirus on it? Or cuz like my ex was watching all kinds of porn on it and oh my god, like there's so many bugs, like I don't know, like should I be doing crypto on that? Probably, eh? That's all right, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
that's
It's got like all these Chinese parts too. Like they're the best parts to be using too, right?
as long as they're from China, Tam.
Yeah, as long as they're from China, I think they're all right.
in the dollar store.
Yeah, like I got this USB thing. I don't know. I think I ordered my ledger off like Alibaba or something. They're all right, right? Those are cool. That's a cool one, right? Because it only costs like it's so much cheaper on Alibaba or Alibaba. I think is where I
Was it
got it.
refurbished? It has to be refurbished.
I'm pretty sure it was actually. It was discounted on discount.
Preloaded with seed words.
Yeah, the seed words were like on this piece of paper that came with it.
Tam,
as long as
Tam,
you do it at
flag on a play. Flag on a play. Alibaba is not as good as Wish.com.
Oh my God, that's right. That's so true.
What about
just
eBay?
make sure you do it at the Tam, make sure you do it at the airport.
Yeah, I only have like an iPhone 4 still too. I don't think I've updated it in a really long time.
Oh yeah, for sure. You gotta you gotta use it on the phone. If you're not doing crypto on the phone, then I don't know what to tell you, bro.
I know, and like everybody I know got my password into my phone too. So, but that's not bad, right? That's all right. Long as they don't know like because I took a picture of my seed phrase, so they probably wouldn't see that, right?
No way.
No, but my friend did told me, if you tattoo it on your head, you'll never forget it.
How are you going to do all that leverage trading if you're not on your phone? Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
Okay.
Hey, Richard Hart just DM'd me, said he was doing 2-for-1 deals. Is that cool?
No.
Yeah, I actually clicked on this validator link and they told me that they send my crypto to somebody and then what happens is I get like double or triple the amount back, but I got to wait for like 30 days. So, did anybody else get a copy of that link?
It was from Prince.
I got one that said the sacrifice is extended.
Yeah, I don't mess with things. That's why I always use Craigslist.
Yeah, I also got an email too just the other day from this company saying I needed to update my software on my Trezor. So I just had to click on that link in my email. So I don't know what happened, but I think they have to send me a new Trezor. I think it's gone now. I think all my shit's out of there. So
Did you have to verify?
To clarify, it's not opposite day to day, right?
Yeah, clarify your seed word too. Verify it.
yeah, I had to do that. I had to do that.
Hey Tam, you know what's funny is this is no bullshit. My buddy from work that I hooked up with got on Richard Hart projects. He did receive an email from MetaMask saying he had to update his seed phrases so that he could get the airdrop correctly.
You know, it's sad to say, but I don't know if anybody new is listening. But like all this stuff that I'm talking about right now is exactly how people get scammed. So anything that I've just said and anybody else who's an admin or Jake or anybody else who's like in here all the time, if somebody's actually listening, please listen to us because what we're saying is the things that happen to people to get rinsed. So do not listen to anything like that. It's just these are the things that have been happening to people for months and it's very sad. So everything we're saying right now, listen to it, but don't listen to it.
We're saying things that could happen to you that you never, ever, ever want to do.
I've seen it all. I've heard it all. It's so sad. It's so sad. but I actually did order a ledger, and the seed phrase did come in the box, and it was open.
Send it back.
Really? What was that? Amazon or something? Or was it from Ledger? Tam?
I'm trying to think of something. Just hold on.
It came with seed phrase written down.
Yeah, I think it was like Alibaba or something like that. All I can say is it's like your bank card. If somebody doesn't have your PIN, it's like writing your PIN on the back of your card or your credit card and saying, here's my PIN. Like it's a free-for-all. So if you care about your crypto and you care about your money, you're going to do whatever it takes to protect it. So if you don't spend $60 or $80 on a Trezor or a Ledger, oh my God, I'm tired, a Ledger, then like kiss your funds goodbye. That's what it is. Don't save your credit cards to your computer and auto fill and all that jazz. Like just be cautious.
Can you please provide the link to Ledger?
Yeah, send it to me too.
I know, right?
So I do have a serious question. This was funny, really funny, guys. But I do have a serious follow-up question after listening to Papa just for the last little bit. Um, I've watched, both his videos, and I'm still wrapping my head around it. It sounds to me that if you started out in crypto on a MetaMask without a hardware and setting it up correctly, regardless if you feel that you've been compromised or not, you should treat your MetaMask as being compromised as to be the absolute safest way to proceed. Would that be a correct statement?
That is 100% correct. And because I said everything I said, you're asking that question. So I've done my job. So that's a great question.
I thought you guys were hilarious. That is so funny. So, in other words, the proper way to proceed is to do a migration, because I'm one of those guys who was trading only in the last few weeks just on MetaMask without the hardware backup.
The actual correct way is to get a hardware wallet first. The very first step is actually to get a hardware wallet. But because people have already gone in and gotten these soft wallets that could be potentially compromised, that's why they have to like take stuff out of MetaMask, put it into your hardware wallet. But the ultimate way is to get a hardware wallet first.
Yep, I missed, obviously. I wish I was here a few weeks ago and learned that first, but I didn't. So I get, the correct terminology, pardon me, so I follow Papa's video correctly, is do the migration path.
And then
Yes.
get a vault wallet. Get a vault wallet because you need a safe place to send your liquid assets after that. The migration's good, just as a nice to have. I mean, it's a need to have, of course, but it's not your end goal. End goal is to get all value off your migratory wallet onto something safe, which is your vault wallet. So you need two.
Okay, so that's, can I just say that back so I understand it in my language? So the first one will be to use the migration process to get on, we'll call it hardware wallet 1, and have hardware wallet 2 and move the assets from one over to 2 for safety.
Correct. And then
Okay, yeah.
2 will be your master vault wallet. That's where you're going to do your long-term hold, your staking, your long-term locking up of the assets, your delegating, your single-sided liquidity pool mining, all that stuff happens on the vault wallet. Once you've moved all the value off of the migratory wallet, and it could take minutes, weeks, months, years to actually extract all the value off, because if you have lots of hex stakes, they could be locked up for 15 years in a staking ladder. You've got to bear with it, and slowly over time, when they become available to you and unlocked, move them over to the vault wallet and begin again and restake from there.
Does he have
Lucky
stakes?
for me, I haven't done any staking. It's just trading, so I can do that straight away.
You can
So
do any
another question then, what about ongoing?
One moment. If you have not locked up any assets, if you don't have any time locked assets, then you don't need to do a migration. You simply need to send all of your liquid assets to the vault wallet directly, so you can skip the whole migration process.
Aha, because that's what I was worried about. I thought, well, I have to treat it as compromised, even though it's not. So I thought I might have to migrate.
Oh, get
Unless
rid of it.
sacrificed. If you've sacrificed, and you're hearing this chat because you sacrificed for Pulse or PulseX, then you are time locked. So you would have to do a migration. Is that the situation that you're in?
I am not. I haven't sacrificed. I'm new to Hex and the Pulse community, but I've been doing all my research and I like where they're going. But I haven't sacrificed. No, to answer your question directly.
Okay, great. Then in that case, all you really need to do is start up a hardware wallet, simple standard method. You'll have a 24-word seed phrase, and you send all your liquid assets from MetaMask there. You don't have to migrate the seed phrase. However, I recommend that you still get a second hardware wallet for redundancy, because at some point you're going to want to either rebalance the funds across 2 different hardware wallets, or if you're going to keep one wrapped in case the first one fails, you'll be able to simply grab that other one out of your safe, and you'll be able to introduce the seed phrase into that fresh hardware wallet and get back up on that horse where the first one, failed. You simply destroy it, introduce your seed phrase into the new one, and go about your business.
I understand. And what about going
Hey
like for
man,
day-to-day trading
I just
after?
deleted and reinstalled MetaMask again, and I did not get that "What's new" pop-up like you got in your video, and I'm contemplating if I should move forward or not.
I think it's okay. Because maybe you had MetaMask installed in that PC, and the reinstallation is simply reading that you had it in there. Otherwise, I would reinstall your entire OS and begin again fresh in order to be able to definitely get that pop-up. But I don't think it's worth your time. I think you're okay.
Make sure you're downloading the right one again.
And you're not on your compromised computer.
Yeah, and you can only wait till people are done talking instead of, butting in, brother. Just saying.
Yeah, I just like to button this one up, Papa. So in future though, for ongoing trading,
Okay,
would
Papa,
I
we
then
gonna be
use
all
that?
right. Use that
Never mind.
wallet as the hot
Dude,
wallet.
can we mute
Yo,
Papa?
crypto.
What do you think?
Go ahead, Jagabit.
You're good.
Yeah, so my question, just to button this up, is just in the future then, once I get all this in place for ongoing trades, would I just use what we call the dummy or the interface MetaMask that we set up in all future trades?
What you're using is your hardware wallet, but you're using the dummy MetaMask as your front end, yes, or interface for your hardware wallet. When you do your trades, you're doing them from your hardware wallet. You're approving the transaction for the trades with the hardware wallet. And at the top of the MetaMask, you see that the name of the account will be Trezor or Ledger 1. It will not say account 1. Avoid using account 1 on MetaMask from now on. Make sure that it says Trezor or Ledger 1 at the top, and then conduct yourself as you normally would with your trades.
Yep, I've got it.
Hey,
Could I ask one
Jack.
more related
Um,
question? It just take a minute.
yeah, Jack. I just want to clarify something. When you so essentially when you migrating a wallet, it's a temporary migrate to protect the seeds until your time lock, whatever that may be, is due. Now, once it's due, like Papa said, you want to send all your assets to the vault. Now, when you're speaking
Mellow,
of trading, and you're
mellow,
asking about the
mellow,
trading wallet,
mellow. He's not.
yeah,
He doesn't have any time locked assets. He's only fresh to this chat. He's fresh to Pulse, PulseX, and Hex. So he's just got a fresh wallet. He's asking, how to use it safely from then on for his chief concern, which is trading and acquiring some of these assets. So I think we're all good.
cool, yeah.
Yep, that's correct. And just finally, so I've acquired Hex, and it's currently sitting on my MetaMask, which will very quickly be moved to the hardware wallet. If it's sitting on the hardware wallet, will the fork, when the fork happens, it doesn't need to be on MetaMask, does it, to be copied? It can be in the hardware wallet?
It's preferable to be in the hardware wallet. Any non-custodial wallet where you own access to the seed phrase, and ergo the keys, you will enjoy access to the forked funds. So hardware wallet is the best place to keep your hex.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to confirm I wouldn't miss the copy if I cat it all in the hardware wallet.
Absolutely not. The copy occurs on chain, and your hardware wallet is simply your key store or your keychain to be able to access the funds on the blockchain.
Ah, that makes sense. Thank you. Thanks for that explanation. I'm out of questions. Thanks, Papa. Thank you very much.
No problem. All right, Mellow, Tam, I
Yeah,
to
Papa. I was just okay. Yeah, I was just confused because he was talking about we talked about the vote, and then he asked about the trading. So I just didn't want him to feel like the same wallet would be for trading. So
Well, the Vault wallet can be used for trading if it's interfacing with a trusted site. A Vault wallet is not cold storage, right? If you want to buy a hardware wallet because you think it's going to be cold storage, you might as well simply have the seeds written on titanium and thrown into a safe. That's cold storage. But a Vault wallet can be used for delegating, staking, even trading. It's recommended that you do that from a siloed account, right? Siloed public address within that hardware wallet, or even a siloed hidden wallet within that hardware wallet. But barring that, there's no reason that you have to consider your Vault wallet to be cold storage. Sometimes I hear in the chat people kind of misinterpret that. They think that the Vault is like a one-way street where it just sits, and you put it in your your hiding place for 15 years and don't come back with it and use it until that time. The answer is that defeats the purpose of having a hardware wallet. You want to have secure ability to access and approve transactions. So you could get away with doing that for free.
with that,
Right?
I think you just got to be more careful. I mean, I understand what you're saying. You that the getting and long term wise, yeah, definitely. But just the connection with so many dApps. So I try to tell people like the Vault wallet, try to minimal transactions and minimal connections to like decentralized applications
Oh,
and coins and
sure.
stuff like that.
And yeah, that's great advice. There are only a handful of dApps you've got to be connecting with, and those are all approved within this community as part of the ecosystem. You can dedicate one hardware wallet to strictly for Richard Hart products and projects, and those only connect it with the correct dApps, and perhaps it warrants having a dedicated laptop for that end as well. If you want to be careful, you got to be connecting up with only trusted sites.
Yeah. The keyword is siloed hardware wallets, or or addresses. You want to silo your funds in different areas. I think Papa lived on a farm or something. Got silos.
You sound so far away.
He does. His mic is usually low.
Who, Papa? Or me?
No, H man, you, yeah. I hear you, but you sound far away sometimes.
H-Man has a restraining order against him. He has to be at least 100 meters away from the chat.
Hey, sometimes, Papa, you were sounding really far away a couple months ago.
Because
but I see
I'm usually like, yeah, usually like 2 doors down because I'm like being all safe and crafty about it.
Okay.
He doesn't want to catch COVID now.
Monkeypox.
Yeah, your surgery went well, by the way.
No, it was a consultation. I'll go under the knife on the 23rd.
Ooh,
Well,
I had
no more
implants.
yelling, huh? I'm gonna miss that yelling.
I got implants put in, and I got to wait 4 months like Tam did. And and when you went in for your consultation, one of mine unscrewed, so I had to go back in, and they screwed a different one back in, as I'm waiting 4 months for my crowns to come in.
Oh no, you got a implant and they put it in the wrong place?
Yeah, put it.
You're waiting 4 months because you need the bone to integrate.
Yeah, but they gave me a little stud in there. What do you call that there, Pulse Whale? What's that little
Healing cap.
Yeah, the healing cap? Okay. Yeah, that came out. Slowly unscrewed. They didn't torque it. You gotta watch out.
Is that the artificial bone that they put in to heal around, or is that like a metal appliance?
That's jaw. It's right into your jaw bone.
Sometimes you got a bone graft around the implants if you don't have enough native.
Hey, I
bone.
want to hear if y'all ever heard about this website called
Easy.
CryptoBubble.net.
Oh, crypto came in hot.
It's called CryptoBubbles.net, and it like allows you to see. Like, I have some parameters set up with like hour and dominance. It gives me like a visual representation of like what's growing, what's not, what's bigger than the others. You know, yeah, there's different parameters that I got, and you set it
Yeah,
up however you.
Richard posts that on his floor is lava charts all the time. We've been on crypto bubbles for about a year. Hex has been green most of the time.
Yeah, they even have a train station. What's that one with the blockchains? It's the ETH thing.
TX Street. That is a great tool to look to watch the Ethereum network in terms of gas, and you can actually see where your transaction is in the queue and whether or not you're on one of the buses that's going to leave for the next block. It is a very important tool to use to be able to minimize your gas spend. At first I thought it was just cute, like, oh look, South Park characters. I get it. I don't understand. Is this like for kids to understand how the blockchain works? But no, it's an incredibly accurate representation of what's going on in terms of the
You can
Yep,
see
it is.
yours.
Yep,
You can
yep.
follow yours. Nice.
You can. You enter in your transaction hash and you can see your transaction and see where it is in the queue and whether it's on a bus that's going up or not.
Right, and then you see a big guy there too that he sort of like elbows you out. You won't get on the one bus? Yeah, it's funny because somebody's paying more. Sometimes you see a huge person, or I don't know what it is. Big gas fee come in and butts in line.
Hey, Papa, is there another website to restrict or turn off your spend limits? Seems that DAppStar's turned off.
You can do it through Etherscan directly now.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's on. You'll be able to find out. Mello
More.
and Lang found it's all that information is on howtopulse.com, right?
Yes, it's in howtopost.com under compromised seeds.
Yeah, Gamma just posted one too that he uses. So I mean, there are several. Somebody was saying revoke blah 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 cash. So I don't know if that's legit or not, but it is in the chat.
So is there, Papa? Is there reasons why there's like multiple sites aside from like the Etherscan, like the actual Explorer?
I don't understand the question.
Why would someone create a DApp like this when there's already one in the actual Explorer? And I guess the Explorer can be more trusted, right? Instead of a third party connecting wallet.
I don't know if Etherscan had that bolt on when tac.dappstar.io actually came out. Maybe it did, but
Okay,
it's a
yeah.
lot
When we
more
were talking
involved.
about that, it was in beta.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, all right.
I gotta drop back out to lurk for a while. Mello, Tam, is it cool?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I gotta drop out too, Mello. I hate to leave you hanging, but it's pretty late here and I gotta get up early. I'm gonna get about 4 hours sleep.
Yeah, you good. You good. I got Link with me, I think. Right?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, perfect. You guys have a good night. Hey, Link, is this something new for you now, or?
Yes. Brand new.
Awesome. Congrats, buddy.
Thank you so much, Dan.
I'll chill with you, Mello.
Hey.
one of the things, the security check on Treasure Suite says like with the big lock, security check. The third one down, package wasn't tampered with. Back.